Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 744, Mayberry Man movie, now free. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at weaversdepartmentstore.com. Drop by over at Weavers. There's all kinds of great Mayberry items you'll see there. While you're there, check out the Mayberry Man stuff. We've got artwork that's by Gary Varvel. Definitely something you'd want to check out. It's really cool. It's got all the cast members from the Mayberry Man movie. You got the Mayberry Man DVD. We got hats. We got playing cards. We got posters. We got little mini posters, postcard things, and T-shirts. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and check out all the fun Mayberry stuff. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners exactly like you. The executive producer of episode number 744 is Marty Davis, and the Patreon patron of the week is Mike McGonigal. So thank you to Marty and Mike. Thank you for all you do to keep the show going, and thank you for being here with me. It is always great to talk about the Andy Griffith Show, Mayberry, and just all the things that connected together. Last week we talked about the Mayberry meetup. It's coming up this weekend if you're listening to this when it comes out. We'll have reports on it, I'm sure, next week and tell you how everything went. So you can feel a part of it. And if you're online, more than likely I'll do some live things on my Facebook feed over the weekend. So be looking for that. We will go live a few times throughout the weekend, I'm sure. But the main thing I wanted to talk about tonight is the Mayberry Man movie. It's now free. All right. So on July the 1st of 2023, that's this year, Mayberry Man movie became free to stream on several platforms, to include there's several of them actually. So Tubi is one of them. So you definitely want to check it out on Tubi, because when you're on Tubi, you can also watch the Mayberry Effect, which is featured in the Mayberry Man movie. It is, I think that's what they call meta, right? When you have a thing in a movie about another movie that's tying it together, I think that makes it meta. So the documentary, The Mayberry Effect, is featured in the Mayberry Man movie when Craig and Greg are kind of fighting over who's got the best documentary. The movie, The Mayberry Man, or The Mayberry Effect DVD, the documentary is featured there. So on Tubi, you could do a double feature if you'd like to, and watch both the Mayberry Man movie and the Mayberry Effect. I would probably watch the Mayberry Effect first. I don't know, but it's a documentary about fans of the Andy Griffith Show that gather, and why they do it, and why nostalgia is important, and all that stuff. And then the Mayberry Man movie is a follow-on right into that, where Chris Stone gets thrown into that exact environment, and you get to see how it affects him. So check it out over on Tubi. It's completely free. You can also check it out on Amazon Prime. That's right. Amazon Prime has the Mayberry Man movie for free. You can watch it if you have Amazon Prime. If you don't, you might want to check out over its own Encourage TV on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and search for Encourage, it's ENCOURAGE TV, Encourage TV, and just go to their Facebook page, or YouTube channel, and you will see the Mayberry Man movie there. Just scroll down till you see it. You'll find it. Or you can probably just search for Mayberry Man and find it. But I got to tell you, this movie came out on the 1st of July for free for everybody. So Encourage TV started showing it on YouTube. And in the, a week and a half, basically, it's had 354,000 views in that time period. So I think that's really cool. And I had reports from our producer of Mayberry Man, who said that the streaming on Amazon Prime, in just a 4-day period, they streamed over 1 million minutes of the movie. So that's how they count it, is by minutes. So, wow, it's feeling great to see the Mayberry Man movie doing well. Now, as I said, it's free now. So I really feel like, since it's free and anybody can see it now, I feel safe moving forward actually talking about the movie, so you guys can hear some of the things that happen behind the scenes, and just but I'm proud of the movie. I was in the movie. I play Floyd in the movie, and I also play, the character's name's Alan, and he's a Floyd tribute artist. That's who I play. Seems very familiar. Who's named Alan and plays Floyd? Oh, yeah, me. That's me. So the movie, that's what I actually get to do. And I had never been in any kind of a film project of any kind other than I'd done some TV commercials, a few, and and I've been videoed at Mayberry Days talking to people and things like that, but I'd never done anything like this. And so this has been a big deal for me, and I've been kind of refraining from talking too much about it because you have to buy the DVD. You can get it Weavers if you'd still like to get a DVD. Even though it's free, you could own it yourself, and you could have Floyd sign it if you'd like to. But you can get them from Weavers. But I've been proud of this, and proud in the way of just it turned out well. Not proud like, oh yeah, look at Alan. I'm a big Hollywood guy. I'm not. It's I'm like you. I'm exactly like you. I'm a fan of the Andy Griffith Show. I have been pretending to be Floyd the Barber since 1994. I've been doing this podcast with you guys since 2008 because I love talking about the Andy Griffith Show. That's why I'm here. I'm a fan, just like you. If you're listening to this podcast, you're obviously a fan, or you wouldn't listen to a show that's all about the Andy Griffith Show and all the intricacies and things that happen on there. Well, you listen just like I would because you're a fan of this show. And it is an amazing thing to me that somehow years ago, David Browning, who you'll see in the Mayberry Effect, if you watch that documentary, talked me into trying to be Floyd the Barber at a Mayberry event, Mayberry Days, and just coming and showing up in a smock and getting some stuff for my pocket and dressing up like Floyd. And that was in 1994, and I've been doing that ever since then. And wow, that has led to me eventually being in this movie and playing Floyd in the movie, playing a guy who pretends to be Floyd. Wow. And it turned out so good. I really believe it did. So I'm very proud of that. And I want to give a chance. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about some of the details of the movie because I'm still going to give you a little bit more of a chance if you haven't watched it, because there are people. I want you to have a chance to go and watch the movie and see what it's like. I've been getting a lot of really nice feedback since July here, since it started. People have been discovering the movie for the first time or giving it a chance, I guess. And I've been getting a lot of feedback from people who said they didn't really plan on watching Mayberry Man. They didn't think it'd be a good movie. And they were, and then they were writing me, emailing me, or posting on Facebook or messaging me in some way and saying how much they enjoyed the movie. Those comments, man, I've really enjoyed those amazingly, because I know that the people, once they gave it a chance, they actually did enjoy it. And I'm glad they watched it and took a chance. And they went into it with an open mind, and they took time to send me those messages and what they thought about the movie. I think if everybody, because I know there was people out there that were very negative about the Mayberry Man movie. Oh, you can't remake the Andy Griffith Show. It was never the intent. And I know there were people that were negative about it. But now it's free, right? So if you'll just take a minute, if you did think that, and just give it a chance, watch it. Now you need to watch more than the first 5 minutes of it. Watch 15, 20 minutes and see how it's going. Don't give up on it right after the courtroom scene, because the courtroom scenes and Chris Stone, all that's a setup for what happens throughout the rest of the movie. You have to understand who Chris Stone is. And it's a setup for the movie. It's like the first few chapters of a book. There's a lot of times you're reading a book and the first few chapters, I don't know if I like this. But if you just keep reading, it's like, oh, man, this is great once you get going. Same way with a movie. So give it a chance and watch it halfway through at least before you give up on us. Well, mainly you got to watch it until Floyd shows up at least. That's, I don't know, probably 10 minutes into the movie. I don't know. But definitely want to encourage you to do that and just give it a chance and try to go into it with an open mind and see if your negative thoughts about the movie can be changed into positive ones. Now, I'm not in any way saying the first several minutes of the movie are not good. They just may not connect with you as a Mayberry fan. Now that's what. So I do want to talk about that because, in my opinion, Eric Lowry, who plays the mayor, Mayor Pike, and with the tribute artist, he's there. He plays the judge in this movie. So I don't think I'm giving away anything because this is the very first, and you've seen clips of this online, or could have. Surely in the 2 years it's been out, you may have seen it. But Eric Lowry does an amazing job playing the judge in this movie. And he's just a wonderful person. He's a tribute artist and has received the Mayberry Friendship Award from the Andy Griffith Show Rerun Watchers Club. The fans, like us, gave him an award several years ago just for all the amazing things he did. But he was the very first person. And he would tell you the story in the scenes. Whoops, going the wrong pictures. So in the scenes that he appeared in, which was the very first thing, is the courtroom scene. Well, in the courtroom scene, I wasn't in it as Floyd. So I asked the director, Stark, if I could go and sit and watch what was happening. And because I've never been in a movie. And of course, neither had Eric. But Eric didn't get the benefit of getting to watch anybody that first day. I did. So I sat down in the back of the courtroom, and the room was all dressed for filming, and they even would spray smoke into the air. It's like a fog type thing. You can't even see it on the movie. I don't think you can even see it. But I have pictures that I'd taken, and if you watch the video version, you'll see some of these. These are from I'm in the back of the courtroom, so I'm out of the camera angle, so nobody can see me. And but you can see Charlie, the fried chicken guy, if you know who that is. If you watch the movie, you can see him in the foreground, and you can see Chris Stone and everybody up toward the front. And I was able to be in the room and just observe. And Eric Lowry, who played the judge in the movie, and of course also the mayor, he did an absolutely amazing job. And this opening scene set the tone for the entire movie. So this was actually filmed in Danville, Indiana, the opening scene. But if you look at the set dressings, it was clearly Georgia, because he had a big seal of the state of Georgia right behind the the judge's, what does he call that? His seat, the judge, where the judge sits. Is there a name for that? I've not been to court enough to know this stuff. I mean, I watched Perry Mason and Matlock, but I don't know. So in the scene, by the way, Weavers sells little sheriff's stickers that look like the door decal. Well, there is there's a part of the movie where you actually can see the laptop that's sitting on the table, and if you look really close, it has one of those stickers on it because they wanted to cover up the either Apple or HP logo that was there. And I went, I have something, and I grabbed it out of my bag and handed it to them, and they used it. So there's a little bit of trivia to look for as you're watching the guy. There's a guy that's typing, sitting behind a table there at the front of the courtroom, and he has that on the sticker on there. I think I don't know if the girl, when she's there, the court reporter, if she has that or not, but you can definitely spot it. But again, Eric Lowry did an absolutely amazing job, and I had to live up to that, right? So I'm looking at the shots now with the lady, the court reporter. She does not have that. That's another guy over to the right of her that has a laptop with it on it. And of course, Chris Stone is flirting with the lady in the movie. But you can see here some of the behind the scenes shots if you're watching the clips here. I know if you're not, you're just listening. You're only missing out a little bit, but you can see these if you go and watch the clips. This YouTube video version of the podcast. The courtroom we were using was the actual courtroom for a judge there in the county that Danville's in, and he actually came into the courtroom and got his picture made with Eric there in his courtroom with Eric dressed as a judge, and he is a real judge there in the room. So we took pictures of them. And Eric was using his gavel in the movie. So Eric Lowry, the gavel that he hits, boom, to start Mayberry Man, that was the judge's gavel. I believe I am correct in that. And so he was there with us in the courtroom. I was so lucky to be able to watch Eric work because he did such a great job, and he set the bar so high that when I was going the next day, I had to start filming. And it was like, woo, Eric set the bar very high. I have got to try to do a good job of being Floyd in this movie. And it was, it was a real experience that I will never forget. And it was so nice to be a part of just the entire experience, being in there in the courtroom and watching Eric work and just seeing how movies are made. And then later, when the movie actually comes out, you see how they put it together, and it is absolutely an amazing thing. Now, another thing I want everybody to understand here, the Mayberry Man movie, I wasn't paid to be in the Mayberry Man movie. I was given, I had, they paid for my hotel and they fed me while I was there. But I don't get any residuals. I don't get anything from being in the movie. I was just honored to get to be in this movie. I've never done anything like this. So I basically volunteered. Yes, I'll do this. What an experience it will be. And so I was able to be in the movie. I've enjoyed it to no end. I've been riding this cloud ever since it released, of trying to go to as many premieres or showings of the movie as I possibly could, because who thinks you're ever going to get to do a movie? Nobody. And certainly you never think, oh, you're going to get to do a series or a follow-on to that movie. Not me. I mean, I've been doing Floyd since 94. This is the very first time I ever had an opportunity to do anything like that. And to be in a movie, and guys, it's free now. So I want to encourage you to head out and check out the Mayberry Man movie on YouTube, if nothing else, since this podcast comes on YouTube. Go and check it out. You can watch it right wherever, on your phone, on your television, if you have a smart TV. And if you enjoy it, hey, I don't know, maybe buy a DVD from Weaver's and I'll sign it for you if you'd like for me to. Just check the box. And we'll be talking about some more of this kind of stuff as we go forward, because I know this is going to be a little, if you haven't seen the movie or if you didn't like the movie, this is going to be kind of boring for you. But it wasn't for me, because it's not just me that got to be in this movie. So I want to talk about that just a little bit too. In the last day or so, we've had one of our listeners to this podcast and one of our tribute artists now. He dresses up like Andy. He's James, Andy-ish. He actually posted on one of the Facebook groups, and he said, "Where are you in the Mayberry Man movie? Let us know. It's all right to brag a little bit." So he was asking people, where are you? And I started going through the post as they were talking about this. And so many people that I know, Don Good was one of the first to answer. He said, "I'm in the movie 3 times." And he tells exactly where he is. The most prominent is a second or so with Mr. Schwamp at Wally's service station. And the longest is at the counter at the Loaded Goat. And of course I had to comment, and I just said, I'm going to try to let folks figure out if they can spot me. But there were so many people that were friends and fans of the Andy Griffith Show that were able to be a part of this movie. Phil and Mary Bernard, they were both in the movie. They were sitting in the Loaded Goat, is where they tell. And he says, "That's what I'm saying." Right when he goes around, you see Chris Stone, you can see him there. And of course, James, he wasn't an active tribute artist when this movie started, or when it even started coming up. So he's like he feels bad that he wasn't involved in this. He's there's so many people that either were in the movie or on film or are in the movie and the end credits for their names. There's so many people there. I found out as I was reading the end credits that my brother donated to the movie. I didn't know it until I saw the actual movie and the end credits. It's like, oh my goodness. But we are so glad that so many of our friends got to be involved in this. And if you were one of them, hey, tell everybody about it and get them going out there and watching you on film. Even if you weren't on film, if you just contributed to the movie and you're proud of the way it turned out, make sure you're telling people about it. And we can get this. We've had 300 and what did I say? 300 and something thousand people have watched this, 354,000 so far. So maybe we can get that number up even higher and just keep it going. There's just so many people that have, again, just been a part of that and were in other behind the scenes shots, perhaps. My wife was one that she was in the trailer or in the movie trailer, but she didn't make it into the actual movie. And I think Phil and Mary also were in the trailer in the parade scene. They got cut. They didn't make it there either. But there's just so many people that made it or were a part of the movie, and I am thankful for every one of you. And anyway, all right. So that's all I'm going to go through tonight. I just want to thank everybody that has watched the movie. I want to thank, especially if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate it if you enjoyed it. I'm excited about the Mayberry Man, the series coming out. It's going to be coming out this fall. It's coming out sometime this fall. Hopefully it's going to get picked up. I haven't talked to Stark or Court, but some of you may have heard that there's a writer's strike and an actor's strike right now. And so writers and actors are striking. So there's they're going to need content on a lot of these networks. And so I'm going, have we got a series for you? The Mayberry Man series, if we can get it finished and get it out there, hey, this is a really good time to have a series that you've done. Even if it's 5 episodes, they're looking for content. Hey, we've got something for you. So anyway, that is all I am going to say about tonight. I hope you're enjoying me talking a little bit about it. I've got lots of behind the scenes photos and images and also film that I had taken over the whole time of the series. I didn't get to take a lot of shots after I started being on camera, but we do have a whole lot of shots that are from behind the scenes during the time frame we were filming the movie. So there's lots of behind the scenes photos and video. So we will be sharing that in the coming weeks and talking about all my friends that are in the movie. Rick Roberts, obviously, who plays Barney in the movie, or Warren. And we got, of course, Brett Varvel, who we were so lucky to have in the movie with us as Chris Stone, because, I mean, he's a real actor. He's a real guy. He knows what he's doing. The rest of us, we were all just pretending to be actors. We slept at a Holiday Inn Express and showed up to act. So what a great time we had doing all that stuff. All right, guys, let's play a little Mayberry trivia. What do y'all think? You ready for that? Let's get the music going. I think that'll get us in the right mood. So get out your pencil and your piece of paper, and let's play some Mayberry trivia. All right, you ready? Question number one. True or false? Leon never spoke a word. True or false? Some of these are not hard. Okay, Leon never spoke a word. True or false? The answer, you got a 50-50 chance. You can guess. You don't lose anything. The answer is that's true. That is true. He never spoke a word. Leon never said anything. All right. Number 2. Who was the Mayberry town barber? And if you don't get this one right, you can't watch this podcast anymore. Who was the Mayberry town barber? I mean, really, if you don't get this right, if you're watching the video version, I mean, you know, I'm going to be really hurt. Okay. So who was the Mayberry town barber? Hey, who was the town barber in Mayberry? Floyd Lawson. Floyd. Yeah, so I'll give it to you if you just said Floyd. Floyd Lawson. All right. But if you didn't know that, I'm really upset. Okay. Number 3. Who was Norman's Groceteria? Who was in Norman's Groceteria when a shaved collie came up to Mrs. Spears? Wow, this is a good one. Who was in Norman's Groceteria when a shaved collie came up to Mrs. Spears? I'm having to look over my glasses to read this. You're watching me on the video version. That's what I'm doing. Because I didn't know this one. All right, I'm going to read it a third time and then give you the answer, because I did not know this answer at all. This is a hard one. Who was in Norman's Groceteria when a shaved collie came up to Mrs. Spears? This was obviously something that they were just talking about, right? All right, so the answer is, there's actually 2 people, and people are getting one of them, and I'll give you that. It was Al Becker and Andy. Andy, you know Al Becker, don't you? That's where that story comes from, isn't it? Oh, and if you don't know him, it's not going to be funny. Is that who that is? Am I getting that right? He was telling it to Barney. Well, yeah, Al Becker. You know Al Becker. Is that who that is? I'm not sure I'm getting that right either. So it was Al Becker and Andy were in Norman's Groceteria when a shaved collie came up to Mrs. Spears. You know, I did not know that. A shaved collie. I didn't even know Floyd was shaving collies. I wonder where they got that. All right, so that's the answer. We'll have to do some research to make sure I know that one, guys. All right, number 4. What did Annabelle Silby say killed her husband? What did Annabelle Silby say killed her husband? Okay, I can give you multiple choice in that. Yeah, is that when that was? You know Al Becker. No, Al Becker. Al Becker. That's what that is, isn't it? All right. What did Annabelle Silby say killed her husband? Was it A, a dog, B, a taxi cab, C, a robber, or D, lightning? Okay. What did Annabelle Silby say killed her husband? The answer, he was run over by a taxi cab. Taxi cab. All right. Number 5. It's true or false question. The courthouse was located on Elm Street. True or false? The courthouse was located on Elm Street. True or false? Checking our chat room here. The courthouse was located on Elm Street. The answer is false. That is false. All right. Number 6. What street was the courthouse located on? What street was the courthouse located on? Okay. So if you know it wasn't on Elm Street, what street was the courthouse located on? Okay. Yep. Andy's house was on Elm Street. That's right. The courthouse was on Main Street. Main Street. Oh, you'd like to see that too, Andy. Oh, you'd like to see that too. Hadn't seen anything like that since the fire truck got turned sideways. All right, let's see. Number 7. What did Andy receive in exchange for his fishing rod? What did Andy receive in exchange for his fishing rod? The courthouse was not located on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's a completely different house. Completely different. What did Andy receive in exchange for his fishing rod? The answer It was a bed jacket for Aunt B. It's a bed jacket for Aunt B. All right, so this is a good one. This one's a little hard, so I'm going to give you the multiple choice on this. I think it's hard. So here's the question. I'll let you try to answer it first, then I'll give you the multiple choice. What was Goober's time record, or his record time, for dismantling a carburetor? What was Goober's record time for dismantling a carburetor? Okay. So I'm going to give you multiple choice on this. So if you don't know, but some people might actually know this down to the second, because it's down to the second. What was Goober's record time for dismantling a carburetor? Was it A, 18 minutes and 12 seconds? Was it B, 28 minutes and 12 seconds? Was it C, 38 minutes and 12 seconds? Or was it D, 48 minutes and 12 seconds? Was it 18, 28, 38, or 48 minutes and 12 seconds? Pretty sure the 12 seconds is correct because every one of them had that. So what is your answer to what was Goober's record time for dismantling a carburetor? Indiana Steve got it in there. The answer is C, 38 minutes and 12 seconds. 38 minutes and 12 seconds was his record time. All right, guys, that is our 8 questions for the week. How did you do? How did you do? There was a couple of hard ones this week. Those were pretty tough. So the answer was 38 minutes and 12 seconds. All right. Good job. All right. So folks in the chat room, I think Kentucky Mike said always guess C. Is it really always C? I've not noticed that. So Kentucky Mike got 8 out of 8 according to his scorekeeping. Good job, Kentucky Mike. How did you do? How did you do with the Mayberry trivia? I hope you did really good, and I hope you had a good time doing it. That's the real thing, is having a good time. And I hope you had a good time listening to me ramble about the Mayberry Man movie. So go out there and check it out. I'll put links in the show notes for the YouTube version, YouTube video. I don't know if I have links to be able to show you how to get to Tubi exactly, but you can go on Tubi and search for Mayberry Man. You'll find it, and the Mayberry Effect as well. Just go there and find it. By the way, Tubi is an app you can get on your phone. It's free. You can get it and watch the movie free on the app, and you can also get it on your television, Tubi. And it has all kinds of fun, free content. While we're talking about free stuff, if you want to watch the Andy Griffith Show, you need to download the app Pluto TV. Pluto TV. You can put that on your phone. You can put it on your smart TV. And there is an Andy Griffith Show channel on there. So you can watch the Andy Griffith Show all the time. There's also Beverly Hills Billies, the Addams Family. There's a bunch of things. Perry Mason. All of those things are on Pluto TV app. So go and check that out. The Mayberry Man movie's not on there. You'll have to get Tubi or watch it on YouTube or some of the other things that I mentioned at the start, which I don't even know. I don't know how many of you will be flying on the Emirates Airlines or Qatar Airways, but if you are, you can watch it for free there as well. So definitely do that. Hoopla is another one, Vudu, and then of course Amazon Prime. So all those great places you can watch the Mayberry Man movie, and it's free. So definitely go and check it out. So folks, I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you thought about the Mayberry Man movie. Be kind. Be kind to me. Be kind. But definitely send me an email at floyd@imayberry.com. Head over to twochairsnowaiting.com and leave comments there. Or better yet, give me a call and tell me what you thought about it. If you were on the movie, let us know where you were and we'll watch for you. Because it's always fun. I've been spotting all my friends on there. It's a lot of fun to see that. So, folks, until next time, head out there and watch Mayberry Man, watch the Andy Griffith Show, put a smile on your face, head to Mount Airy this weekend and meet us at the Mayberry Meetup. Wow, it's going to be a lot of fun. And until next time, we'll see you right here on Two Chairs. Good night, everybody.